Namo Phat, good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The first mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I'm determined not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world, in my thinking or in my way of life. We've been reading a book by the nuns of Amaravati called The Body, Dhamma Reflections on Aging, Illness, and Death. And we're in a Dhamma talk by Ajahn Candasiri called Growing Old Gracefully. And this is a section on right intention and patience. Until we really understand what the Buddha is pointing to, we may think that right intention means we shouldn't have unpleasant thoughts of ill will and so on, but always have sweet thoughts. But the intention that the Buddha encouraged is the intention of mindfulness, of awareness, and the willingness to bear patiently with irritability, anger, or ill will as they arise. This is the intention to allow them to cease in consciousness, knowing that like everything else, they're impermanent, changing, and definitely not what you are. You are not an angry person because you have an angry thought. You're not a grumpy person if you have a grumpy thought. If you have a mean, deluded, jealous, despairing thought, such thoughts are not what you are as a permanent, enduring entity. You don't have to worry about them. They are not part of what you are. They're simply passing visitors, unpleasant visitors, admittedly, but not anything that we need to grasp hold of. We don't even have to struggle to get rid of them. All we have to do is notice they're here, with an attitude of immense patience and kindliness. So, rather than hating ourselves or for hating somebody else, when we find hatred or aversion arising in relation to another person, we need only say, okay, this is what is happening right now. I can bear this. I don't have to fight it or struggle with it. It's not that I'm a horrible person. This is simply what has arisen. It's okay. When we can be present with our malevolence, our negativity, when we can be patient with it, this leads us naturally to sweetness of heart. Through recognizing these things in our own hearts and learning how to not judge ourselves, we become much less judgmental of others. This happens quite naturally. We don't have to force it. All we need to do is attend carefully to our own hearts. I call this staying in touch. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.